So we join back in with our adventurers after last week. Oh my gosh. Let's just run it down. Volu, potentially corrupted. Dante, very injured, having fallen down, I mean, moderately injured, having fallen down the side of a cliff. Very clever use of the inspiration to try and resist even more of the damage. And Ichi, also moderately injured and currently hanging from the tail of a
Don't know what
very
you
angry
mean.
wyvern.
How far away?
So from you, I was thinking about this because it was going 60 in a diagonal,
So
but you
60.
can tell as well, but no, because you were higher up. Remember, you hit the plateau that was 70 foot up.
Okay.
So you're stood on this plateau 70 foot up, and it's not going directly away from
Oh,
you
that
because um, it's trying to sort of it's trying to get some distance from the mountainside, but it's also you can see it's almost trying to weave through. It's almost like if I can get through to the other side of the mountain, range, it's harder for you to keep up with it. So for Dante, there's maybe about a 40-foot gap
And 10 feet down, I'm guessing. Because
and
if you
10
went
feet
60
down.
foot.
Well, probably more like 15 because it loses some of that 60-foot height, right? Like it doesn't come all, it didn't go straight up 60 foot. Um,
Whose turn is it?
so as we join in with the top of the round, let me pull up the
I
initiative.
definitely need to see what the hell I've used and what I've done.
Volu was at the top of the round. So I want to reiterate for Volu because the wisdom save, I believe he did actually pass. So it's not that you are currently being compelled by any means. It is almost like you got that feeling deep in your bones and resisted the forced runaway, if that makes sense. So as we come to your turn, you still definitely do not like this place in the slightest, and you do now have a concerningly large rash for how soon you got it. Um, and Eleni has sort of pulled you over towards the edge where the rope, and you can see down, you can see Dante on the ledge, and you can see the wyvern and Ichi hanging on for dear life from a spike on its tail. To be fair to
um,
Ichi, you are 45 off the ground right now.
uh, I need to get towards Dante.
You can start climbing down the rope.
So is this, he still has a half movement, doesn't he? Because it's climbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I would if I did an action move, I'd only be 25 feet.
And I'm 200 feet down, if I'm remembering right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm.
Nothing but good things.
Eleni can fly down, didn't they, she say?
I think she's used her fly
Yeah,
ability,
Yeah, I
hasn't
thought
she?
I thought she said she had it one more time, but it wouldn't go the full distance.
she...
I
and it's
vaguely.
slow. She can only go 10. She can't move fast with it. It's the
Oh, can
point.
she
It
not?
lasts a minute, and she can go 10 foot around, sort of thing. So she can
Oh,
go.
okay. I didn't know that.
It's not like a. I don't think because otherwise she would be able to definitely just move.
Would would like because I don't know the mechanics of it, and I don't really want. I know Em's not here, so I don't want to make assumptions. But would she be able to drop and then put it on last minute or last 15, 20 feet?
Not not in the way it's set up currently. She steps off, she falls the 200 before, and it's not a reaction to do if that makes sense.
Is it a
And
bonus
I don't
action?
think
Maybe like
it is controlled enough to
okay,
catch, if
okay.
that makes sense. I definitely think once she hits the 100 down, or if she needs to go out, um, but but yeah, Volu, how would you like to approach this?
Um, there's not much I've got. I don't think would it be quicker just to fall down the hole.
Through the hole.
It would hurt more though.
We've been doing a lot of falling. Why? What is
Yeah.
this sudden character like choices of all of us being like, yeah, the best way to
Does
get
Ichi not
down,
have
just
feather
gravity.
fall? Why do I think was it
Varlan had featherfall.
Volva? Like yeah, I remember like there was an
That we
armor
were
thing.
in the last campaign, we were the skydiving team. In this game, we still are. We just don't have the parachutes.
Yeah, you've forgotten. You're remembering past lives and
And
Yeah,
but in the last campaign, my character did not do that. He hated doing it every time.
we're just wannabe ODSTs at this point.
My cape's not strong enough to be a parachute.
no, I'm going to pressure a little bit here as well.
Yeah, get
What
down
you
the
can
rope.
see the wyvern starting because again the wyvern still you can see the wyvern, so the wyvern would be still massive range for you. It's like 240 from
Yeah, there's no,
no, it's
there's nothing.
45 up, so 100 and something, but still big for you.
Yeah, like if it was in within 120, I could hit it, but
You could hold for that if you want to. You can see it is trying to climb.
it's trying. Yeah, but it's
And you
flying
can
away,
see
isn't it?
Ichi on its tail, so even that you can hold for like, okay, if Ichi comes up in range or whatever, you can try and hold for stuff. It's just if it doesn't come true, your held action. That's why
Yeah,
people tend to say, I will attack anything that is hostile towards me, rather
So,
than
so I've got a
I'll,
call. I'm probably
specifics.
going to need to take this.
yeah,
Sorry.
there was.
Yeah. There's not really much I can do. Do you know what? I'm gonna let the dice decide what I do. Where's my D100? If it's above 50, I'm jumping down the hole. If it's below 50, I'm going down the rope. $54. I'll try and slide down the hole.
Okay.
Because
So
I can kind of grip, but I can also
so
slide.
so I'm gonna say that so Vola's got two options here, right? You can either go for an athletics to physically climb down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or actually going for a sliding, dropping, and it's more acrobatics as you're trying. You will descend faster with the acrobatics, but the
DC's
damage
higher.
is the more the damage that comes off will be worse because you are descending at speed. And you remember when you climbed up, there were points where it's like juts out with a.
So I'll
That
do
would allow
acrobat.
you to descend at normal speed rate if you acrobatics versus athletics.
Yeah, so can I move action move that?
Yeah, you can. Well, you can still do all your actions as usual. It just won't half your speed if you succeed the acrobatics check.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, Volu makes his decision, runs to the hole, begins his sliding descent. So make me an acrobatics.
19.
Beautiful. You begin just at first. You're just hopping your way down, but you remember the final bits as you were climbing up were slightly wider, so you're
Yeah.
almost stepping, and then you begin sliding down, almost maybe using cloak and gloves and other bits of the leather that protects you as you slide down. You are able to make it so you can move and action move.
Yeah.
So you would make it 50 foot down the hole.
Okay.
And remembering So obviously like Dante is actually further down than 200 because it was the hole that was 200,
Yeah.
and then there was that extra
There
bit
was
of
like
the
another
ground.
70, yeah.
So you've got a quarter of the way down, and you are zooming towards. There isn't any light at the end because it was in the cave, right? So there's no direct exit, but you know that when you get to the bottom, you'll come out on the platform that Dante was currently stood on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything with the bonus?
Let's have a look. Nope. Nope.
Okay. Ichi, what would you like to
My
do?
turn.
It is your turn.
I am
So,
going to.
sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just going to say, so from your view, the wyvern definitely seems torn. Like they definitely don't want to leave, but also every time they get any sort of glance on Dante, there's that panic, and they're not focused on you in the slightest. They're like they're almost just they can definitely feel the weight, but it's like that is the threat, and it's fixed on it and trying to keep that distance away. It's almost like trying to keep a radius around Dante to stop him
Yeah.
coming. Doesn't seem as bothered about you or even any of the others.
Okay. I am going to, using one of the arrows that I have from this longbow that I have,
Hmm.
I am going to stab it into one of the wounds that is already present,
Okay.
snap off the arrow head,
Okay.
and just use my hand to kind of like really jam it in to make sure it is inside of this creature.
So I'm gonna ask for
Hmm.
either an athletics for just brute forcing it, or if you're proficient a medicine. Either one, no change in the DC, but one is you more sort of like trying to hook it in so it
Hmm.
won't just slide out, and one is you just fucking getting it in there.
Yeah.
But it's up to you which one you wish to.
I am not proficient in medicine.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're going for the pure, trying to get it jammed in deep enough to stick on something.
Yeah, so it stays in.
Okay.
Um, athletics plus six, so that is a 11.
Okay, so you
No,
push.
13. 7 plus 6.
Okay, so you push and it does dig in a little deeper, but
Hmm.
again, you're feeling that the same sort of resistance you felt on all of your
Yeah,
weapons. It's again, so for some of the creatures, like you fought the mutated or bullet things, and it's like parts of it were armored, but also it was taking heavy negatives in other places that were
yeah,
counteracting it. Again, this creature has just evolved with it, and even as you're pushing in, you can see like almost like this isn't mechanical, but it's almost like it's healing against it, which I'm
yeah.
gonna say is going to help a little bit. But I'm gonna say if you want it secure, it would require another push
Um,
or some other intervention on how to bypass the
yeah. Was that like, in terms of like action, bonus action, what are we counting
like
that
an attack,
as?
like one attack.
One attack? Okay.
Because essentially, that first one is you just like dug it into a wound and started trying to like force it further in. That's that first
Hmm.
attack, essentially.
Okay. Ah, dear.
I'll be clear, as it is, it's not going to just fall out on its own, but you
No.
think it's almost sticking out far enough that if the creature has sense about it, it probably could
Yeah.
get to that section of it and teeth it out or claw it out.
I'll use my second attack to try and drive it a little bit further in.
Okay, give me another athletics as you dig that in further.
That one's better. That is an 18 total.
Okay, this time you almost push it to the point that there's just a stub of what's left of the arrow sticking out of
Hmm.
the tail section where you are.
Nice. Um, I will then pass my turn. I will stick on the wyvern for one more turn.
Okay. Seeing Volu take the shaft, I think Eleni is going to start climbing the rope. I think that makes the most sense. They're also trying to get down. So they okay, yeah, easy on the roll. They start climbing down and they will move and action moves to get. I think she's 30 feet, but I will check. We might have to pause a sec anyway, unless Chris is back.
Don't believe so.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, she's 30 feet. Okay, we take Matt, while we've got a minute, I've just remembered. Do you want to just roll a d4 plus your strength for the arrow damage?
That is going to be 5 points of damage.
Okay. It is Dante's turn. You can see that Ichi has stabbed an arrow into the tail and like snapped it off, but is also still sort of hanging on at the moment. Eleni has begun the descent and is 30 foot down the rope. And Volu peeked over the edge and then disappeared from sight.
Has anyone told me that Volu is infected?
No.
Cool. Oh fuck. So 40 foot ahead, 10 foot down,
15 foot down.
15 foot down. Ledge, no
You can see
running.
it's still climbing. There'll definitely be no running.
So
Actually, tell a lie. From within, so because this is the ledge that led to that little crack into the cave. So if you almost go into the cave a bit, and then like, I'll say you can get a run up.
I feel like that's the only thing Dante would do in the middle of this fight because there's nothing he can't. The best thing he can do is then like shoot a bow, which has.
You can throw produce flame, can't you?
Sorry.
You can throw produce flame, can't you?
Yeah.
I
think not far. It's in like 30 feet.
I think oh yeah, I don't actually know. So
Or maybe 60. I don't know.
I can't remember the exact.
10 minutes, 10 foot radius, 10 feet. You can also attack. Yeah, 30 feet. You can
30
help
feet.
make a ranged attack.
So a little bit out of range for.
Mm. Um. So what would, oh fuck. Did I put my second right on the bow for thunder?
I think you have put thundering on the bow already. No, you'd rested and then you climbed up. You haven't put thundering on the bow already.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to just drop the sword thematically, just dug into the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the bow, I'm putting the Crimson Right of fire on the bow so it comes off the sword.
Okay.
I think I know it's just damage for me. D6. Yay, 2 points. And it's a long bow, so I'm just going to take a couple of pot shots at it.
Okay, so 2 shots. It's not disadvantage, but obviously no advantage either.
Yep. So, oh, hang on, she got fairy fire on it.
It is, sorry, it is still fairy fired. No,
Yeah.
she had to drop the fairy fire.
Yeah,
So,
she had to
Did
drop
she?
concentration because she got entangle on it.
Oh, bollocks.
she did.
Yes, I remember that.
So yeah,
Uh,
flat roll.
do I get advantage from being higher?
No,
Oh,
unfortunately not.
worth a go.
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing. That's like a 13.
Okay, so you see it just bounces, and again, to be fair, I'm gonna say it tries to dodge. Like it is Dante for you. It's like eyes fixed on you, trying to keep range from you. It's like the reason it's almost staying 40 is because it's seen you move that far. Like it's trying to.
He can't see, he's blind.
It sees through other ways.
And then, oh, bollocks. One better, so 14.
Okay, and again, off.
So I think that was my bonus as well because I had to change my right. Uh, yeah, that's everything that I can do. I'm
Okay.
still in hybrid form. Just to remind, I do still have the brand of castigation on it,
Yep.
so I will always
Um.
know what direction it is.
Mhm. And you would see it does on its turn begin to pull a little bit more upwards each G, but also it's almost the second it sort of gets past this peak, you can see that it's trying to duck between this peak and the next peak over, and
Hmm.
almost trying to swoop not at the height of the peak. It's trying to do it almost like you can tell it's trying to get like 100 foot upish,
Hmm.
and it's trying to sweep to the other side or in between um, the cracks.
Okay.
Dante might shout out, just be like, "Ichi, you may want to get down."
Go on, shout it then with the voice. You're a bit quiet.
Ichi, you might need to get down.
No, that's just bringing the microphone closer. Shout it, Dante.
You don't have a microphone. There's no such thing as microphones.
I've invented them. Fucking
So
I'm
it will
artificer.
aware I need to
go.
get down.
You're you're just a little plant.
It will go another 60 up. So its first move takes it up past Dante to the almost round to the 100 foot level. And then each you can see it sort of starting to like crest up to like dive the other side. And again, this thing is clumsy level flying. It is
Hmm.
not able to weave in and out of the crags. It is, and you sort of can see from your vantage point. There's almost like a little area of trees and maybe a little pond, like just on the other side before it like deserts. We're far enough up that I think we are fully in that area. Star World map, not Versailles map. No, so it is just before it like deserts out again.
Hmm.
And then it's gonna start its move with its action and go another 60 over the other side. So to be clear, Ichi, you're not out of the peaks yet because this bit's quite
Hmm.
dense and wide, but you're sort of passing like shelves and other things on the left and the right. You can see there's a few areas that it looks like maybe not like you can see the sort of disturbance that shows like animals that sort of clamber on the mountain, like that sort of slate rocks that's all slid to one point. It's like all disturbed, but in the center of it, almost
Hmm.
like mountain goats and things like that that
Yeah.
displace bits of rock while they're climbing. And as we come to back to the top of the round, Volu. The Volu, you don't know what's going on the outside.
Whee!
um, I'm going to say you can do this next one without another acrobatics, but I'll ask for it on the next round. So you descend another 50,
Yeah.
sliding and scrabbling, like managing to almost just roll out of the way as jutting bits of rock. And I'm going to say you do get a few tears on the clothes. There's like nicks against the actual leather, but nothing damaging or more than superficial. And you are now halfway down, rapidly approaching
Halfway
the
down the
exit,
hole.
the hole. Ichi.
I am going to put my hand where the little nub is sticking out now.
Hmm.
and I'm going to put 5 points of lay on hands to close up that wound.
I like it. Very clever.
And then I'm gonna drop.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, right, because you've got a fairly good view,
Hmm.
you don't need to like just let go at any point because letting go is essentially a free action, especially if you're
Yeah.
gonna prep to do it. So give me a
Yeah. I'll
perception and I'll see sort of what, as it's beginning to speed up, if you manage to pick out
25.
okay, very easily. As it's beginning its like full drop, you're noticing that because of this displacement of rocks, there are more sort of, they're not shelves, but they're almost sloped.
Hmm.
So that actually it's not a straight downfall. It's sort of a rolling. It's very fast still, but you actually think that there's a few points where you can curl up, and even though it's still a bit of a 30, 40 foot drop, it won't be as bad because it's a slope slide almost.
Hmm.
Still not going to be the most fun thing, but and I think waiting for one of these moments you drop. So there's still a little bit of damage. So you take 8 points of damage.
Half to 4 because I'm resistant to bludgeoning.
Hmm. As you bounce down the crags and eventually sort of settle, you are probably, as you sort of looking back towards the peak that you can still sort of see jutting up and out.
Hmm.
You've been dragged maybe a good 100 feet into the thing, but you can still see it, and your
Yeah.
survival's good enough that making your way back might be a bit of a chore because of the climbing, but with your burrowing speed, you should be
Yeah.
um, able to make it back easily enough. Um, I think you would know that it is if you're sort of looking and thinking, maybe 100 feet to the peak.
Hmm.
That's short, as in you roughly know it's a little bit longer to make it to the other side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and as you sort of take a glance around, because really you've only used your action to lay on hands and let goes free, so you are able to sort of stand up.
Yeah. I will start the journey back.
And as you do start to make like literally as you sort of get up and start to move, there are a few like panicked movements of smaller animals, goats, other things that again were hiding from the roaring, screaming, whatever that's doing. And then just you land they
Yeah.
scatter out in all directions as you begin to move through. Most of the things down at this level don't seem to be threatening, and you aren't facing a lot of resistance as you start to make a bit of a climb up. And again, this journey is going to be a tad longer because you're almost going to at points have to go up to go across to come down.
Yeah.
Um, as we come to Dante, for you, Ichi definitely just disappeared out of sight over that. But it's 100 foot up and a good chunk of like it's not something you could access without a difficult climb or flying.
But the dragon, the wyvern's still in, like, I can still see it.
No longer in sight.
Oh, so I thought you said he was 100 foot up.
No, so it went 100 foot up to get through the peak and then dropped the other side.
Okay.
You
Uh,
can definitely still hear it because it's still not being quiet, um, but it has definitely cleared into the deeper section of the mountain.
put, put the bow away, pick up the sword. Um, Ichi, I didn't, did I see Ichi fall? Well, actually, no, let's pretend I didn't even ask that question.
Hmm.
Um, Ichi! And then is gonna start climbing the rope, I guess. Trying
Okay,
to,
so as you sort of take hand to the rope, you would see that Eleni is sort of descending.
yeah, be like, and he'll just call out, be like, get back up.
They will immediately call down like, "Volu's coming down. I think they've got a rash," and they're like, still descending, ignoring you at the minute because obviously they know Volu's just dived down a hole. Yeah, like
Okay. Fuck. Where is he?
coming to you. She doesn't know how far down it is.
And
I'm
Dante
in
hasn't
the
got
hole.
oh.
Um,
Meanwhile, I'm just like, wee.
Well, I'm going to then I'll stop if she's coming down and ignoring me. It's not like so you can just I can walk over her while she's
yeah,
like
exactly.
that, and I'm very much stuck. So I'm going to hold my action to help someone, help a friend if I get the opportunity to.
Okay. So you secure yourself,
That is the vaguest held action I've ever
get some
said.
good footing, put a hand on the crack so that you're secure and get ready to help anybody that might need it. Um, as we so for Ichi, even as you're moving the other way, you can see the wyvern continuing to descend, and it does seem fixed on heading towards this little section of trees and water. It is just like beelining straight for that.
Mm.
And again, I'd say as you're looking at it, it the clumsiness of the flight does give you the same impression that you got with Dante, that like a big enough force would just shunt it out of the air very easily. And you think actually like not that much more extra weight would probably stop. Like you and Dante were able to grapple it. The same sort of idea with just getting, like if you were hunting whale or whatever, you sort of dig in the things that float so that they can't dive. You think that it wouldn't take that much for a creature that overscaled, should you have to consider battling with it again. Um, but yes, and then we'll come back to the top of the round with Volu. So another acrobatics.
Oh no. 6.
Okay. So potentially a little bit of a warning sign for Dante, as behind you in the cave, it sounds like bits of rock are just falling from the ceiling. And Volu, as you were coming down, it's almost like your foot catches and you tilt sideways and sort of scrape down, like your arm's not quite linked up properly and you're like sliding. You manage to sort of halt yourself at the 50-foot point, but you do take 7. Lucky on the rolls there. That's 7 points of damage on 4d6.
Oh,
Very lucky on the rolls there. But you take 7 points of damage as you sort of scrape your face and arms and other things down, and manage to halt. Like you've got another 50 foot to go, and I am going to need another roll from you when you start moving again. But you didn't plummet the entire way. But Dante, there was definitely just like a, like the sort of classic movie scene when something comes down a chimney and all the crap falls down first.
yeah.
As we get through, anything with your bonus, sorry, Boulder, before I move on, I don't mean to assume.
Yeah, there's not much I can do with the bonus.
Okay. On to Ichi then.
Just making my way back, just
Okay.
trudging.
Give me an athletics with advantage because of your burrowing speed, just to sort of give me an idea of the climbs.
11.
Okay, so actually, Ichi, in this inner section where it is, so it's been so sort of worn down and sort of broken away. As you like dig your hand in, it's like the whole bit sort of slates away, and you're not getting massively good grip for the climb. Still able to burrow through, okay, but it's almost like your hands are like breaking under and you're having to dig, pull up, dig, pull up,
Mhm.
rather than doing a sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you're still making your way. So you can move and action.
Yeah, I'll full dash, just
Okay.
slowly be making my way.
Okay. In which case, Eleni continues to descend, and we get through. And to be honest, unless you specifically want to, just genuinely up to you, we don't have to hold initiative order.
I don't think so. Don't
I
think
don't
it's
think it's
necessary.
anything. Yeah.
So
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 Dante
I
sort of
missed it. Is Voli falling out now?
they've not fully fallen out, but so Dante can't see, but just in the cave behind them, there was just a scattering of rocks falling from the ceiling.
Oh, gonna walk over and then just kind of be like, I'm going to put a produce flame in my hand and then just wait for him
Okay, so
and
Volu,
just
as you start getting ready to make the final 50-foot descent, a light lights up the cracks at the bottom of the 50 foot.
Ooh, I can see what I'm doing. Does that give me advantage?
Doesn't, but it means you now can actually see what you do.
Fudge. 7.
Okay. So there is a moment of silence, Dante, before a second hit, and then of more stuff falling down, and Volu. Okay, so I'm gonna say, Dante, you are very easily able to catch him, especially with the noise he's making on the way down. It's almost like you're like, and Volu, you are still going to take another 7 again. Very lucky on some rolls. Points of damage.
I'd like to say almost majority of the damage in that fight has been done by us to us.
Yeah, genuinely. It tries to
Yep.
run away almost immediately, and then you hurt yourselves. You and gravity. But
The
Volu,
true
you
nemesis.
The real enemy.
yeah. So Volu, as you sort of fall down, and again, I imagine that you sort of bundled up into a small ball at the point. You're like, okay, we're fucked. Like you got to like upside down and just yeah, okay, fuck it. Like curled into a ball and accepted fate. And as you sort of land, you do land in the arms of Dante, who is holding a flame.
Hello.
Can I see where the infection is?
You would have to investigate because he's
Oh,
right now he's like in
passive
the
investigation 16.
so you can't see it, but he is favoring his right leg.
Cool. Just like I don't know, rip open his trousers.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And then I'm just gonna
Clearly, it's Dante that's corrupted.
and then I'm gonna
Has been for weeks.
just just gonna push my hot sweaty ball into his leg.
Excuse me?
The produce
So,
flame. It's a ball of
do
fire.
you just put in the produce
I
flame
wouldn't
straight
really.
on?
Okay.
I presume that's how I've been doing things, really, isn't it?
There has been well, right now it's the sort of ready flame with edges of blue.
Oh, all right. Okay, I'll do a bit of concentration first, I guess, and then I'll
So make me a charisma saving throw.
saving throw.
Yeah, they have been the whole time. I just feel it's the most. You're basically sort of dealing with trauma.
16.
Okay, so actually, a little bit of maybe some of seeing Volu, and as you do sort of rip back the trouser leg of the left leg, obviously, if he's favouring the right one, you
Not the
see
third one.
you see that their entire lower leg now is almost like chicken pox style rashes with blisters starting to form. And it is rapidly moving. Volu, when you looked down at it before you began your descent, it was like a splodge on the outside of your leg. And it's now almost like the top layer of skin is starting to corrupt.
And so now I'm going to push my
And
ball
yes,
into
as
him.
you focus, you make almost like a blue energy plume out from the center before pushing on to and running it
Burn
along.
bright, not hot.
Yeah, and running it along the infected area as you see it almost like it has burned off in that sort of disintegrating like fashion. And as you, well, for Volu, there is like but it's warm. It's not burning. It's almost like that perfect temperature hot bath that you were looking for. It's like it is like it almost does make when it makes your hairs and a bit of the stinging on your legs as you sort of it's that level of burn rather than but burning your skin off. So you wouldn't want it like constantly all the time, but like In this
You don't know
moment,
me.
in this moment, you are able to clear Volu of any rash or signs of the infection. I'd say in this time, by this point, so Eleni would be sort of getting down. Ichi, how so basically you can either there comes a point where you sort of need to climb up a good chunk of the way to sort of clear where the mountain peaks where the mountains join together sort of thing. At that point, you're about halfway up. You can either continue up and just reach the peak. Obviously, there's been a chunk of time passed, so you won't know necessarily exactly where Voldu and Dante and everybody is. Or you can do the 100-foot down and reach the base. So it's just up to you whether you want to be, you know what I mean? Either way, you're going to be on the same peak as them, but it's about whether you want to be at the top or at the bottom.
Can I tell how like far they are?
So I'd say that you can see that the rope is still, so you're almost higher up. You can see that the rope is still twitching and moving, so it suggests potentially somebody's still on it. But it's quite a distance still at this point, so you're sort of like straining to see.
Each is just going to start shouting. Are you going down or climbing back up?
So I'd say the guys in the cave don't hear Ichi shout, but Eleni would. And then the guys in the cave would hear Eleni just shouting back, down, we're where we rested.
Meet you there. And then, yeah, I'll make my way towards that little ledge that we were on.
Okay, and then Eleni will sort of head in quickly and sort of say, is Volo okay?
As I'm just going to pull my hand away of the blue flame to look, my eyes have actually turned the same color as because I am in the form at the moment. So I'm going to say that all my kind of being, what was it? Super Saiyan up, whatever it was, one it was. And I look, is it cleared? Is it gone?
It is entirely cleared.
He's fine. And at which point he just drops. Just drops slowly on the floor. And then pulls out
Rips his clothes, throws him on the floor. Like, damn.
Only once I'm done with him. And then
I was expecting a bit longer, to be fair, but you know.
Yeah, I get what I need. Well, you get what you need, all right. But I'm gonna pull the bow out because that has my right on it. And with one of the arrows, I'm just gonna like put it in my hand and just gonna concentrate for a minute. And the arrow will start to quiver. And it's gonna point in the direction of where where the wyvern is.
Okay. And it does just sort of shift and point like into a wall for you right now, but obviously pointing towards the other side of the.
Yeah, presumably up, I'm guessing, or has he gone down?
But it is now sort of down.
So, okay, so we're higher than it.
Yes, you are currently higher up than it. Yeah.
Is it moving?
Doesn't seem to be. It's either not moving or it's moving away from you continually, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like it wasn't.
But this is it. If it's not going left or right, you can't tell that it's.
No.
Well, I mean, you kind of can because you know its distance, right? But it's not getting further away from you.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if it was going further away from me and it was down, the arrow would be pointing up slowly.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. It's down in this direction.
And I'd say so. Eleni was there was something weird about the nest. It was like protecting it until it saw you.
I have that effect on people.
I'd say Ichi, you would probably be like climbing up and sort of getting to that ledge. As you're getting to the ledge, your passive perception would notice the general wyvern activity. You're noticing a few smaller wyverns popping up and out.
Mhm.
Again, almost like they know, and they just watched him fly over that side. So quick, we've got a moment, sort of vibes. And as you're sort of heading in, you do sort of hear the soft screeches and calls, but not like on you. It's up and down the mountainside sort of thing.
Okay.
But you would be able to move in, and in the safety of the cave space.
How's everyone doing?
I'm a bit hurt, but
I
capable
think
of keep going.
I think Bella got infected. I mean, Dante's cured it, but
Right.
We know that it works now.
That's good.
yes, I suppose there's that. Well, what's happened, Valdo? You went into the nest. It seemed fine, and
I
then
just
next
had a.
thing I know, you came running out, saying you needed to get away.
I just there was something about it that just made me feel uneasy. I've only ever felt that around when someone conjures some sort of magic. So I was like, okay, I'll try and dispel something. And I dispelled it, and then the infection just leapt and latched onto me. And I just had this overcoming fear, and I just needed to run, not even thinking that the thing was still attached to me.
Hmm. I don't know.
It's the most. It's what started most of the other infections. They said they felt fear. Remember one of the race drivers? Should we go up to the nest or should we carry on chasing this thing?
I've planted a arrowhead in it so I can always locate objects on it if we want to take a moment to.
Oh, I can tell you where it is. It's this way
Mhm. And how long does that last?
until I turn it off or do it again.
Okay,
So we have two ways of tracking it then, should we need.
good.
So do we need to chase it now, or could we take a moment, rest, recuperate, maybe check out the nest?
I think taking a moment would be good. I'm pretty banged up as well, so I
I
don't.
am all feeling okay. I can take watch if
Do a short
somebody.
rest.
Yeah,
Just remember.
take an hour,
Yeah.
reconvene.
I mean, everyone might as well, because she can short rest while sat at the entrance of the cave. But she's almost thinking she should keep an eye out as the least injured of the group.
I'm gonna do use 3 of my hit die.
I'm going to
To
use.
remind you, you can use as many of the hit dice as
Actually,
you wish to
I'm
use.
I'm actually going to use them all because I used 1 beforehand, so I'm going to use 5 now.
Minus the ones you used previously. I'm sorry, AJ.
I haven't used any
No,
previously.
no, I don't think everyone did.
It was just
No.
me who did.
No, I used 1. I think you landed on me, so I used
Yeah,
1.
sorry, Ichi, do you want to use some now?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to use
So
4.
Okay.
I'm going to use
Yeah.
4 also.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay,
using
so
5.
Oh, ho, ho,
that's
ho.
okay. That's better.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
that's
Ooh,
+4, isn't it? Because I've done 4 dice.
I've
no,
got
plus.
40, I've got 48 hit points back.
+1 4 times.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Didn't roll the best, but I'm back up to 41.
Okay, so you all take an hour. Over that time, is there anything you would specifically speak about, do, anything anybody wants to prep? Lenny would mostly just sort of sit and keep an eye out.
So that was totally wild. And in this time, obviously, my form has changed back. And I think is it long rest or is it short rest before I can do it again? Short rest. Wonderful.
Bad, not bad.
Yeah. So back to being Dante, not
Hmm.
Dante Inferno. Um, yeah, there's not much to talk about.
Okay. Um,
Unless does anyone have a good idea of how we might fight this thing to stop it flying away?
If we can keep it down, attacking its wings, just doing high damage to it, hopefully that'll cause some form of injury, or any kind of entangling spells, perhaps even if we use the rope to try and bind it. If we get the jump on it and then use your fire, that might
do
work.
we do we think it will return to the nest, or do we want to
When
lay a different kind of trap?
when I was on it, it had a very strong desire to return, but it was overridden with its fear of the fire. So
Buzz, buzz.
Sorry.
if we leave the nest as it is for now, lie in wait for it to come back, then strike. Because if we disturb it too much, there might be an aspect of it, of the fear still being there. Although it can't see the fire, something about the creature is like, even though it's infected and corrupted, it's still not stupid in a way. There is still
Mm.
animalistic nature, but there's something more to its
If
intelligence. It's not just animalistic anymore.
if we went up, do you think we could perhaps bury ourselves partially? I know you can burrow
I could at least get myself into the ground.
because
I
it
I wouldn't
reacted.
I wouldn't be able to like dig a cave for us. It's
No,
burrowing's more, it collapses behind
I
me.
I wouldn't want a cave. I'm talking low amounts because it recognized when I moved my sword. It can't see, but it could feel it followed whenever I moved it through anything. So, if we are able a way to cover our own movements, even if it's just for whilst we hide, it means that when they come back, we can just spring the trap.
I can pass without traces again.
How
That's at
long would
least
that last?
only an hour. But if we kept an eye out, I could do it when we see it approaching. Theoretically, it shouldn't be able to approach the nest quietly. I don't know, Ichi, what do you think? Do you think it would be able to fly quietly and subtly and surprise us, or is it something we might have some time before it arrives to us?
It was flying erratic. Its wings are weak. I think it chooses to fly only when it needs to hunt and when it needs to flee. So I don't think it's a stealthy creature. I think it uses speed and brutality to get in, infect, and then get out rather than stealth.
Well, I have my pass without trace, and I would say my web or my entangling, but both of those don't mix so well with the fire.
No.
The web would
We have
take
to
us
do
out
is
of the
if
sky,
you
but
entangle just at one of its wings, or even
it is better at it was better at escaping from the. It seems brutish and strong as opposed to dodgy. I can also fairy fire again.
that worked really well for me. It was the only time when I could bloody hit the thing. Dice or no dice.
Mm. I can start with a fairy fire.
But if we were all to, if we were to set up an ambush, cover ourselves up in mounds of dirt, almost like a shallow grave, and then it means that it wouldn't be able to feel our movements in the air.
Is it feeling our movements in the air, or is it feeling the ground?
I'm not sure. But bearing
Because
in
we
mind they
we could.
fly and take out things in the air, and it can't see. That is my logic. Intelligent character, for
Mm.
once.
Mm.
Okay. I was only going to suggest maybe like just having the ground constantly disturbed might deter it, but yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, he might have other senses. We as humanoids all have different senses, but it reacted to the swish of my sword just igniting, and that was without knowing where I was at that point.
If we're going to do this as well, do we want to try and fight it again up there? Getting down and up is difficult if it decides to flee again.
There is a cave in there, like, at the top, isn't there?
No. So
Wasn't
the
there?
top is a like moon-shaped peak
Yeah, I
with
remember now.
the cave is the nest. The nest is almost in reverse. It's almost half dome,
Yeah, that was what I
point
remember.
upwards.
Yep.
Um, so there's shelter, but there's not necessarily a cave. Um, I'm just thinking, neither me or Volu can get up and down the rope that quickly. I don't know how many times you two can take falling from a cliff before it becomes problematic.
I think the first time was already problematic.
I
Let's not
I
beat around
thought
the bush. It wasn't exactly a smart choice. It's just,
the falling was fine. The
Sudden stopping.
infection.
So yeah, at the end of the long rest, it is up to you how you want to play it. You know, Ichi, it's gonna be a you don't think like a full day because again, you didn't really see. You don't think this is the sort of thing that's going to be able to hunt something out in the open. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, it's sort of diving from its lofty peak, hitting something quick. So you think it's gonna have to return within
mhm.
a day. Um, it just depends whether you want to set up um, up top or set up below. And just a moment. Like I said, either way is fine. It's just, are you planning to try and hit it up the side of the mountain? Are you going to try and bait it to the ground? Are you going to? There's a bunch of different options, right? Because it was
Mhm.
only scared of Dante and
The
the fire.
fire.
It would probably chase any of the rest of you as food. There is also the way that the hunters have been doing it, setting up actual bait. You've seen deer and other such things that you could
Mhm.
catch, set up in a place, make it obvious. But it's up to you. There's a host of options. Depends what you're currently prepped for as
Mm.
well.
This is the problem. Like, if we wait a day, we could probably prep a different setup. But
Yeah.
If you think, this Eleni was there, if you think it is sensing like in the air, do you think a smoke bomb would affect it? She's sort of rooting through her bag, looking at what she's got. She's still got some of those sticky smoke bomb things.
Oh, I mean, it would be in the air, but would it blow away? Would it?
But it
Wondered
did
if
look like a
something.
cloud, maybe. But
I wondered if something like thunder would could cause something, or if someone had a spell that would make things tremor. Would that cause it?
I can
But I
set up
don't.
alarms. I can disguise us. I can fairy fire and things, but I don't have. Um, like I said, web can be set up beforehand. The web lasts an hour,
Then we
and
just
if you
gotta hope it turns up in the hour.
that's it, and you would have to sort of bait it through it. It's not like a. You could set it up between two peaks, so it's like a flight. Have you seen the really
Fly
big
trap.
spiders that catch
Yeah.
birds? and they make webs between trees, and the birds just
Yeah.
like fly into them and stop. But yes. And what we'll say there then, is as you're sort of rooting through your things, having to think about what the next steps might be, that's where we'll end part 1.
Fair.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for listening and playing. If you're enjoying the adventure so far and want to find out what happens next, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you know when the videos are going to come out. And as always, roll well. Bye.
This is the end of part 1. Part 2 airs Sunday 7 PM GMT, or will be linked in the top right of your screen now. Thank you for watching, and roll well.